Good afternoon, folks. I decided I'm going to make a tier list today for my favorite anime of all time. That will be Yu Yu Hakusho. This can be found on by going to tierlist.com and tier list maker, excuse me, and you can find the tier list for it. So I found a template. So these are pretty much the majority of characters, at least characters who played somewhat of a role in the story to some degree. So, all right. So, let's get started. So, and by the way, and before I begin, now not backtracking. This is completely on script. So S is for legendary. A is great but not iconic. B is just let's go with good. C is meh. D is uninteresting. Yeah, that's pretty fine actually. And then F is irrelevant. Actually, yeah. So let's just start with my number one, and that'll be Kurama. So I like Kurama a lot because he's very intelligent. He uses his head when he fights and things like that, and it's pretty cool how he uses plant lives. He definitely has one of the coolest backstories in the entire series, and it's really that intelligence that really just that I really like about it. The psychology of his character is also really unique. How he has not sort of like three different personalities, but like he has three different sides to him. He has his human form, he has his Yoko Krama, and then he has his regular high school life as Suichi. So he's like living three different lifestyles in one body. It's kind of interesting. Um, but yeah, so he's my favorite character. Very, very narrowly though. My second favorite character is going to be the main character himself, Yusuke Urameshi. Not much to say. I mean, he's the main character. It's not surprising he's in my top. It's in S tier. Really cool character. Start off as sort of a guy that's just not really meant to be successful. Obviously, he dies in the first episode and becoming a spirit detective, and then going through all the crazy trials of life and becoming a man. Even protecting humanity, then he becomes the demon. Becomes a demon and things like that. So yeah, he went through quite the character change. So yeah, so he's my second favorite character. Next we have Hiei. Hiei, another of the trio, four main characters. So yeah, I like his character. I like his character a lot. I definitely think so. These two are my favorite, Yusuke and Kurama, but like I also really enjoy Hiei when he's on screen. He's very funny. His relationship or relationship, his connection, his gimmicks, his converse interactions with Kuwabara are really great throughout the series, and it's pretty awesome how he was meant to be. And yeah, and he's all and let's be real, he also has some of the best fights in the whole series. You know, outside of Yusuke, he's definitely runner up as far as character with the best fights and best fight sequences. Episode 30, what? That dragon, the darkness flame technique premiered? What? That was the craziest shit I ever seen in my life. I was geeking out when I was a kid when I first saw that. So yeah, there's that. I think I'm gonna put two more characters in S tier. Um, where is he? Here he is. Kuwabara. Kuwabara's number four. Um, he's the most hilarious character in the entire series. He's the gag, but he also lives by a very strong ethical code. and I really value that of his character. He stays true to who he is throughout the entire series. He doesn't do anything that morally changes who he is as a character. Um, you know, Besides the fact that he becomes one of these, you're like, okay, I'm not as cocky as I used to be, things like that. But he has a kind heart, and that's what really makes him, pretty cool. And then I'll put Genkai. I know it's kind of cliche that I'm putting the five main characters in S tier, but I really love these five characters. Genkai had her own character arc with, her past with Toguro, training Yusuke, her dying and coming back and, being there sort of like a motherly figure to Yusuke, at least in the anime. You know, really cool and beautiful stuff. She was definitely a parental figure that Yusuke needed in the story. And it made perfect sense considering that his mother, Atsuko, was a drunk that didn't really do much for her son in her life. So, yeah. So that's it for S tier. Let's go on to A tier. Who am I gonna put in A tier? Guess we'll start with. Let's go with. No, I don't want to put Bolton in there yet. Let's go with Toguro. Toguro is my favorite villain in the series. His character and the motivation is great. Him starting out as a human being and then watching the students get killed by a demon named Kyron, in order to live with the guilt that was forced upon him. He becomes a demon himself, and and his desire of wanting to be the best, to test the limits of his capabilities. That pretty much led him to going down the path that he wanted to, and that's why he really pushed Yusuke to be the best he can be, so that way he can fight him at the end. He wanted to be killed by the human, so that way he can sort of go sort of full circle. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, he's my favorite villain. Next I'm gonna put Sensui. Sensui was another huge villain in the series. Probably the second biggest villain next to Dogoro, obviously. Um, being a former spirit detective, being a human, first major human as a villain, you know, he was kind of the opposite foil to Yusuke in every sense. His whole character and motivation, he saw the worst of how human beings can be. And, in a lot of cases, he has a good point because, know, Sensui does a lot of these things in real life. Well, not Sensui, I don't know. We as human beings, we do a lot of the things that are shown in the Chapter Black video. We do a lot of those things. And, you know, it makes sense on why he was sort of go into that, go into that sort of state. And the trauma he dealt with when he saw all those humans get killed. It's like everything he knew about life and understood just kind of flipped completely upside down. And he had a psychiatric break, actually. He just couldn't handle it. And, he started dissociating, developed different identities and personalities to progress it. You know, character with multiple personalities is so beautiful. But yeah, so that's why he's such a very layered, not layered, but very complex character. I really love it. Next, I'm going to have Botan. I don't know. I don't know why I like Botan so much. I think she was a good assist character, even though she wasn't always relevant in the story or in a major battle. She was always there and present with the rest of the cast. She adds her support. She heals. She gives Yusuke on her mission. She goes with Yusuke on all of her missions, the entire first arc, and even in the last arc, she's still there in Demon World, supporting everybody from a distance, good things like that. So I really like her presence. Um, let's see. Let's go with Koema next. Koema, the ruler of Spirit World, or at least the son of the ruler of Spirit World, anyways. Pretty cool. The guy that gets Yusuke his assignments, and he's sort of another role model figure, not role model, but parental figure to Yusuke and things like that. He's also the character um, that is the center for you know comedic relief, along with his assistant George, who I will also put, or George or Ogre, which who I'll also put here as well. So really good foils for each other. The last character I'm going to put in A is going to be Kina. Kina is Hiei's sister, very important in the story, at least when she debuted, anyways. She was the center of the arc that transpired into the Dark Tournament. She is the reason why Yusuke and Fullbrown meet Goro that caused all that transitioning. And she is, and her being the sister of Hiei, just sets her up to be, one of the most important characters. And, one thing that people also mention about Yukina, or at least I've noticed, is that she's just completely opposite of her brother. Hiei is a very, very no nonsense type of guy, very ruthless at times, with a soft side as well. But Yukina is actually the opposite. She is very soft, very sincere. She wouldn't hurt anybody. Well, except for people in her village, because she thought that they should all die. I thought that was a pretty interesting foil moment for a character. And yeah, I'm a little sad that at least in the anime we never found out if he ever tells Yukina that if he's a brother or not. I think it was confirmed that he did in some specials or in the manga, I believe. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so Yukina. So, all right, so that's pretty much it for A tier. Good characters. I'm gonna start with Keiko. Keiko, the love interest of Yusuke. She's pretty, she's pretty good for being a moral support for Yusuke. You know, I think every guy in the world will want to have a girlfriend like Keiko, a girl that will stick by you no matter what, regardless of what crazy things you do. Although I do think that everyone should have limits, of course. But, you know, I think some people say she's more like a damsel in distress in the series, but, I disagree. Later in the series, she kind of becomes less that, more of a kind of a support role and a foil. And she kind of also represents the softer side of Yusuke and the tough guy act that he normally puts on. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, let's see. That's pretty much it for Keiko. Um, Ryzen, the descendant of Yusuke with the atomism of the Masaku, one of the three rulers of Demon World. I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, um, it's debatable if he or Mokoro is the strongest character in the series. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that here, but that's not what this tier list is about. But I thought it was cool that he stopped eating humans 700 years ago, and he ended up dying because of it. Because he's like, I fell in love, I couldn't deal with it. Yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool. Zuru, Kuwabara's older sister, important to his character, of course. She's arguably more spiritually aware than Kuwabara is, and she brings a lot of realness to the scene. When Toguro did that shit in episode 62, we went full power. She was like, yeah, Yusuke's fucked. You know, Suzuru brings out the real shit. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, Koro, I like her character. I like her backstory. I like her connection with EA. That's about it. Most of these other characters I don't have that much of a strong connection with, so I'm just gonna do like a round robin and put them in other categories. So let's see. Yomi is going in good. I like Chu a lot. He's pretty funny. Jin, Toya, where is he? Toya. These were really good rivals for Yusuke and his crew during the Dark Tournament, and they all have outstanding performances and character arcs in the last arc during the Green King saga. So I thought that was pretty cool. Koto, I thought she played an important role in those tournament arcs. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I'm going to put Sakio for good because he was an important character throughout the entire series. Things like that. So I thought it was pretty cool. Uh oh, yeah. So that's pretty much it for good. Hmm. I guess we'll start in math. Um, I'll start with Kaido. Very intelligent. I love the intellectual battle that he had with Kurama. Um, really cool character. I like him a lot. I wish he used his abilities more often. Um, his power of taboo is low key broken as shit. You know, imagine walking into a room and you're not. Imagine walking to his territory and you're not allowed to say a word, and then as soon as you say something, fucking soul is taken. Like he is secretly OP, and I like how they cleverly did not include him in the rest of the arc as far as confrontations is concerned, because we all know him being a bookworm, he would tear everyone apart. Let's see here. Hmm, is it Keto? Forgot his name. Yeah, I think it's Keto. I believe. Pretty cool character. I like how he was part of that one episode at the end. Things like that. In the beginning of the arc of the Black Chapter saga. Um, Out there is pretty cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, Meh is mostly Math is decent, and D tier is actually going to be Meh. Itsuki is decent. I don't even know why Yoko Kurama is here, because him and Kurama are basically the same character in my opinion. So I'm not sure why he's here. I guess I'll just go in order this way. Game Master or Amanuma, one in F tier. I don't really care. I didn't really care for him that much. I thought he was pretty annoying. Um, it was sad that when he died, though. I thought that was one of the darkest moments in the entire series. But other than that, I didn't really care too much about his character. He was a kid that just kind of became super dark like this because he couldn't get along with people in school. I don't know. I relate to him because I was bullied a lot as a kid, but I don't know. I just couldn't get on board with him that much. So yeah, Yana wasn't too much. He was just so. He was definitely the worst out of these three guys. He was so irrelevant. Serious shit because he got owned in one episode, never saw him again. Yago's going in meh because he's a pretty cool guy. Dama, last one episode, got killed by Krama. Gembu going in F, irrelevant to me. Shishi Wakamaru is going up here. I like him a lot. I'm gonna put Renku up here. I'm actually gonna put all these guys. Where's Toya? I'm actually gonna put all these guys. So Toya, Jin, Renku, Shishi Wakamaru, and then yeah, I put all those guys together in one category. Um, Zero is trash because he literally existed just to be at the mercy of EA's Darkness Flame. One of my favorite episodes in the series is literally to make this guy look like a chump. Really funny. Harusu is actually going in good. I like him a lot. Kuo Morotaro is going in meh. I didn't care for him that much. Seaman or it's Matari. Yeah, I think Matari is his name. He was a pretty cool guy. I'm gonna put him decent. Lee, I don't care for him too much. Lee, I mean, I don't know what happened in the manga because I didn't read the manga, but presumably he's still alive somewhere. EA did not kill him, so um, Elder Togoro, I'm actually gonna put in B because I don't really like him that much, but he was such a domestic crazy villain, and mm, yeah, so I like it. Shigure is going in meh. He just serves as the guy to basically exist in the series to explain why how he got the Chigana and basically got foddered, basically got bodied twice in the series by Kurama and EA in two separate fights. Um, how the fuck did this guy survive getting his head chopped off is beyond me. Oh, this is my least. I'm telling you right now, this guy. I think his name was Roto. Definitely my least favorite character in the series. He just did nothing. He was able to cut with his finger. He was able to turn his middle finger into a blade, and that was it. And he tried to use the excuse, "Oh, I got your mother captured. If you don't do what I say, I'm gonna fucking kill her." No, no, I didn't really care about that. Rando was pretty cool, although I'm gonna put him in decent because he did not make appearance until the final two episodes of that arc. Um, Shura, I'm gonna put meh. He wasn't in the series that long. He kind of just showed up to basically get bodied by Yomi and do nothing else. Jury, I like her a lot. She's pretty cool. Suzaku was definitely the best out of the Saint Beast. Um, Goki, going Goki on a larger scale of things is definitely irrelevant. Sniper. Where would Sniper go? Hmm. Put Sniper here. I like his abilities, so I'll put him here. And then that's pretty much it. So let me just go through the list and see if I want to change anything. So number one on my list is Kurama, Yusuke, Hiei, Kuwabara, and Genkai are S. A tier. This is great characters, but not as iconic in my heart. So Toguro, Sensui, Botan, Koenma, Ogre, and Yukina. The good characters. These characters to me are good, but I don't think they made an impact on me enough to really go into the rage I absolutely love. Actually, on second thought, I'm actually not gonna put Ogre here. I'm actually gonna put him here. I'm actually gonna put Keiko up here. I'll put Keiko right here. No, she really was great to me. I'll put it here. Yeah, I think that's good. Ryzen, pretty cool. Shizuru is fine. Makuro is fine. No, I like Yomi a little bit more. No, I like her a lot. Uh, Yomi is good. Chu is funny. Jin is definitely my second out of these guys. Toya, Renku. I like Shishu and Kamaru a little bit better. Renku, Oto, Sniper. Sniper is only up here because of his. I like his abilities, but I don't even remember his backstory that much. I think he had some trouble in school. What was his name? Sakio. That's right, Sakio. Sakio. He was low key the main villain of the series. If you really think about it, he's been causing a lot of problems. He got Toguro, involved. He got involved with Toguro. He was involved with Sensui to some degree. He really was sort of the backbone of the main series until the final arc, anyways. So I think so. I'm actually gonna put him in. I'm actually gonna put him up here, Loki. Karasu, Elder Toguro, Jury, Suzaku, Ogre. These are all fine. Kaido, Kido, Doctor. All these characters are fine. Yako, Kuomoro, Taro, Bui, Shigure. I don't really care about Shigure. Decent are decent characters, but they didn't really have any impact on me. Man characters are just characters I just felt were just there for whatever purposes. I feel like Bianco was just there just to give Fuabara a good introduction fight his new abilities. I feel like Kumar Taro was just there to drain Kie's energy. Literally what fucking Shishi Wakamaru said. I thought it was funny. Um, and we we was just there. I don't know. He got owned. He got owned by Tagoro pretty hard apparently, and he's trying to get stronger so he can beat him. But then he beat him. He's like, yeah, that's it. I don't know. And these are just uninteresting characters. These characters are just the characters that never really, I felt never really mattered in the plot. Goki, yeah, Goki, Shigure, Game Master, Yana, Seryu, yeah, Gama, yeah. So all these characters, Zero, Roto, yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much my tier list. I think I'm pretty much satisfied with all these, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.